Isn't it strange that sometimes kindness doesn't feel safe? Someone is gentle with you. They speak softly. They offer help. And instead of warmth, something inside you tightens. Your mind leans forward, quietly alert. You think, what do they want? Why are they being nice? Is this real, or is something coming after it? It's one of the most confusing modern emotions. A person treats you well, and your mind stays watchful. Not because they did something wrong, but because your system doesn't recognize ease anymore. So the real question is sharp. Why do some minds relax faster around harm than around goodness? In the modern world, many people live with their emotional doors half closed, not because they are cold, but because experience taught them caution. Kindness used to feel simple. Now it often feels layered. In many relationships today, warmth arrives with conditions. People are nice, but often with an invisible agenda. Networking, image, leverage, control. So the mind learns a habit. When something feels good, it pauses instead of settling. Not to judge, but to check. Many people have learned that closeness can shift suddenly, that attention can disappear without warning, that affection can cool the moment it's no longer useful. So when someone is kind, the nervous system doesn't melt. It hovers, asking quietly, is this stable? Is this temporary? Will I have to pay for this later? In a culture where sincerity feels rare, softness can feel unfamiliar, and unfamiliar sensations don't feel safe, even when they're positive. So the mind stays upright, not because kindness is dangerous, but because disappointment has become predictable. Many people are not afraid of kindness itself. They are afraid of what tends to follow it, and that fear keeps them guarded, even in moments meant to feel gentle. Psychology has language for this pattern. One part of it is attachment insecurity. When early emotional bonds were inconsistent, the brain learns that closeness doesn't always last. Another layer is something called trust dysregulation. This is when the nervous system struggles to fully register safety, even during positive interactions. So kindness doesn't land as comfort. It lands as a question. Not because the mind is negative, but because protection became automatic. This isn't irrational. It's learned emotional self-preservation. If you zoom out, distrust of kindness is becoming more common. Research shows higher levels of interpersonal insecurity today than in previous generations. Not because people changed, but because stability did. Modern life has fewer emotional anchors. People move more. Communities dissolve faster. Relationships begin quickly and end just as quickly. Digital connection replaces physical presence, and emotional signals become inconsistent. So the nervous system adapts. It learns that closeness can vanish, that warmth can reverse, that good moments don't always repeat. Another powerful factor is emotional manipulation. Many people have experienced kindness used strategically. Gentleness followed by control, support followed by demand, affection followed by withdrawal. So the body learns a quiet rule. Warmth may come with strings, and when care feels conditional, the system prefers distance. Distance is predictable. Kindness for many no longer is. So suspicion isn't cynicism. In many modern relationships, connection feels transactional. People unconsciously ask, what does this give me? How does this make me look? What's the return? So sincerity becomes rare. And when something is rare, the brain doesn't recognize it easily. Kindness starts to feel too clean, too smooth, too quiet. And the nervous system, trained by turbulence, treats calm the way it treats silence after a storm, with caution. Just like some people can't relax without noise, some people can't relax inside kindness. Not because it's wrong, but because their system learned to stay ready. Erich Fromm wrote deeply about love in modern society. He believed modern culture creates a paradox. People feel lonely, yet fear intimacy, surrounded by others, but emotionally separate. Fromm argued that genuine love requires presence, patience, and consistency. But modern life rewards speed, performance, and self-interest. So warmth becomes confusing, because many people are used to exchange, not unconditional care, approval with expectations, attention with hidden needs. So the heart hesitates, longing for closeness while bracing for loss. Here's the deepest truth. Suspicion of kindness is rarely about the other person. It's about your nervous system's history. If safety arrived inconsistently, your body learned to stay alert. So kindness doesn't register as relief. It registers as uncertainty. Not because you are broken, but because you adapted. And the nervous system doesn't relearn safety through logic. It relearns it through repetition, consistency, time, steady experiences. Healing is not forcing trust. Healing is allowing safety to return gradually. Across many wisdom traditions, there is a shared understanding. The heart does not rest without trust. Imam Ali expresses this simply. Trust is the foundation of peace, not as naivete, as realism. Because suspicion may protect, but it also isolates. And isolation cannot be the final home of the heart. There is a difference between discernment and fear. Wisdom moves slowly. It observes consistency. It chooses carefully. Fear closes completely. Many people confuse the two, but a permanently guarded heart does not become strong. It becomes tired. Healing does not mean trusting everyone. It means allowing goodness to be possible again. Trust is not a switch. It is a gradual reopening. Here's one simple practice for this week. When someone shows kindness, pause. Instead of scanning for danger, ask calmly, is there evidence of threat or just unfamiliarity? Sometimes discomfort is not intuition, it's memory. Let kindness land for 1 second, not forever, just one moment. The nervous system heals through micro-safety, small, steady experiences of warmth. Trust those who are consistent, not dramatic. Those whose kindness stays the same even when nothing is gained. Ask yourself tonight, what if I'm not afraid of kindness, but afraid of disappointment? And what might happen if I let one sincere person feel safe? Because hearts don't reopen through force. They reopen through patience, through gentleness, through time. In the next video, we'll explore something closely connected: why some relationships exhaust us, even when connection matters deeply.